Hello guys, it's Destiny back with another video, and you're watching the Decimania channel on YouTube. And I just got done watching tonight's episode of TNA, Impact Wrestling. And not the best episode I've seen, I'll admit. It's probably one of the weaker ones that I've seen, but it was still a good episode nonetheless. It's kind of a sad episode for me because, yesterday, we kind of found out that, well, I did anyway, that the Motor City Machine Guns will be leaving TNA soon. It looks like they may not be resigning because what I've heard is that Anthem cannot afford them or does not want to resign them. Which is why they need somebody who actually knows the business to run it, but no, whatever. But then again, this might give them an opportunity to go to a bigger company. I was really hoping they would go into the Hall of Fame before they left TNA. Maybe they can resign for a little bit. I don't know. Maybe they'll let them. I don't know. Looks like they won't be going in this year, though. Which is why last year would have been the perfect year to put them in. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I'll talk about that another day. But it was just sad because I kind of saw it. When's the last time that the Motor City Machine Guns, as a team, not counting this past, a couple weeks ago at Sacrifice, but Sabin and Shelley as the Motor City Machine Guns, when's the last time they actually teamed up? I can't remember. But tonight's episode was pretty good. It was alright. I liked seeing Leon Slater back. I hadn't seen him since Turning Point. And I also liked I'm trying to think of what match I really liked on here that was good. I mean, this show kind of just felt, I don't know. It just felt kind of weird. It just didn't feel, I don't know. There was just something off about this show that I can't really put my finger on, but it was fine for what it was. I didn't get the same enjoyment out of it as I have other episodes, and that's not even because the Motor City Machine Guns are leaving. I mean, Shelley was on the show. And I don't know, just this felt weird. Anyway, let's get into this. This is your TNA Wrestling episode review for March 21st, 2024. And if you want to go check out Wrestle World Wednesday episode 25, that's up. Go check that out if you want to. And all my other TNA not DVDs. Well, yeah, go check them out. But check out my TNA playlist. It has all of my previous TNA episode reviews. If you would like me to start reviewing past episodes, please let me know in the comments, because I would definitely do that. I'm already, on the Asylum years. I'm already halfway through those. So I might start with the Impact episodes and see if I can't get this TNA podcast up and going, which I'm kind of talking about with somebody, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. First, we had a 6-person, what did they call this? You know what? I'm not even gonna what did they call this? A rebellion referendum? I don't know what they called this. I don't remember. So I'm just going to call it a 6-man challenge for the number 1 contendership for the X Division title. Mustafa Ali, the current champion, was on commentary. This match had Kevin Knight, Chris Bay, Alan Angels, Jason Hotch, hang on, Leon Slater, and Jake Something, which Jake Something won. Slater was impressive too in this. It was really cool to see him. He's only 19, which is really impressive because he's really good. But, Jake Something is your number 1 contender. Yeah, I don't think, Ali's going to be having that title for much longer. I think Something is going to win it in 2024. I think he should win it. You know, we've had bigger people win that belt. If you want to live up to your moniker of the X Division is not about weight limits, it's about no limits. You know, we've seen guys like Samoa Joe and Abyss win it, which actually Tom Hannafin mentioned on commentary. So, very cool. And I think Jake Something has been using a lot of Abyss's moveset. Even though he doesn't wrestle the same style, that same hardcore style as Abyss, you can definitely kind of tell that he, I think one of his favorite wrestlers is Abyss, because he's using the Black Hole Slam, which I think he's calling the Into the Void, or maybe it's a choke slam. I don't remember. I don't know. I don't have anyone sighted watching this with me, so I can't really tell. So if I don't describe any of this visual, it's because I'm blind. Those of you that are new here. Yep, just me. I'm just a blind girl who really loves wrestling. That's on my description. And I might have a YouTube profile update that has something to do with TNA in the next coming, in a couple months, if I can get it all worked out. So stay tuned for that. It's a very cool picture. But we go backstage, and Dirty Dango is backstage. I don't really care what he said. It was just a bunch of meaningless crap. It just... yeah. He basically said that he gave Josh Alexander the 20-minute match that he wanted, and, like, the only reason he lost was because his shoelaces were untied, making excuses. You know, no, Josh beat you fair and square, dude. Come on. I really don't care for Dirty Dango. I just think he's annoying, but then again, that's probably what he's supposed to be. That's his character. I just, We had the Time Splitters versus the Grizzled Young Veterans, but we also have, I guess, a face turn for Cody Deaner. He came out and said, you know, all the things that I've done in my career, I blame myself for, and he wants to start fresh, and he's gonna now let the people choose what he does. And the Grizzled Young Veterans came out and said, you're nothing, you should leave, and Deaner said, hold up, no, I'm going to give the people the choice to decide that. That's not your choice. And he asked the people, should I leave? And they said no. And he said, should I stay? And they said, yeah. So he took out Grizzled Young Veterans, and then Time Splitters came out, Kushida and Shelly, and then they beat the Time Splitters, which they seem to be on the same page. I thought it was going to be Kushida and Shelly on the same... I don't know what's going on with this. This is so weird now, because this could be a really good feud if, I really hope that they've re-signed. I hope that was just a rumor that Anthem couldn't afford them. I really do, because freaking, that could be a good feud between either Shelly and Sabin or Shelly and Kushida. Like, I kind of want to see where that goes, but if the Guns are leaving, do they turn heel maybe and turn on Kushida, both of them? Or does Kushida turn heel with Kevin Knight and take them out and write them off of TV? Here's the thing. If somebody's contract's coming up, why don't they just acknowledge it? You know, the Guns will be leaving us and give them a good send-off. I don't understand. That's just me. This whole thing is just weird, and I'm kind of sad by it because I feel like it's the end of an era, but we'll talk a little bit more about that when it comes. Once I know for sure that they haven't re-signed and they haven't made any renewals, we'll talk about the Motor City Machine Guns and where they can end up. I have an idea. But, we had Rich Swann being interviewed by Gia Miller, and then AJ Francis was like, no, you can talk to me. So they're going to give their explanation as to why they did what they did last week to Joe Hendry. Joe's just not doing good with partners right now. Like, first Yuya Uemura leaves, and then Rich Swann turns on him. He's gonna have to find a new partner or something. But, maybe Hendry and Diener or something. No, that wouldn't be a good, I don't know, that'd be kind of weird. Maybe Eric Young. Be kind of cool to see that side of Eric Young again. You know, the outlandish, funny side of Eric Young, but he's dealing with Frankie Kazarian right now, so. Let's see. We heard Tom Hannafin interviewed Alex Hammerstone, and he basically said in so many words, you know, he was glad to face Josh Alexander, and Tom was like, you know you cheated or something to beat him at Sacrifice. Or at, Sacrifice. And Hammerstone was like, was it Sacrifice or No Surrender? I can't remember. Sacrifice, I think. And he was like, do you think this is funny? And basically he said he's going to do everything necessary to beat people in TNA. He was on that Explosion show, which I don't watch that. I just watch the main show and the pay-per-views, but I don't know. Let's see here. What else? Let's see. Ash by Elegance had a match against Celestia Sparks, I think is her name. And she won. Then she went after her and attacked her. And then finally, Zaya Brookside came out and saved her. So it looks like now there's going to be two up-and-comers feuding, which that's kind of cool. Let's see. Decay cut a promo. They want the tag team titles back. Excuse me. They want the Knockouts tag titles back. PCO challenged Crazy Steve for the Digital Media Championship, and I was surprised by this one. Be it Crazy Steve had a little bit of help from PCO, or from, not from PCO, from Khan. Steve won and retained the title, which I was surprised over. I wonder if they're going to have a rematch at Rebellion, or if there's going to be like an open challenge. You know who should challenge him for that title and beat him? You know what? I don't know, actually. I don't know who should. I don't know. I think Crazy Steve should hold on to it for a little bit more. Maybe there'll be an open challenge or something in Philly, because they're going to be in Philly in a couple weeks. Or for the next couple weeks. They're doing those tapings, I believe, this weekend. Let's see, Eric Young came out, and I'm not doing this in any particular order. That's why I'm doing all the, I don't know. I'm remembering as I remember it. So, Eric Young came out and said, okay, fine, you cost me the world title, and I'm going to move forward. And he told Frankie Kazarian, okay, you want to be rock and roll? You want to be heavy metal? Then why don't we do a Full Metal Mayhem match at Rebellion? Which is cool because I want to see more of that. I want to see more of people like Eric Young and people like, I don't know who else, but I just want to see people make more challenges in the ring instead of Tom Hannafin or something, like there's a confrontation or something in the back or something. I want to see people actually coming out and making challenges. Which is cool that Eric Young did that. So hopefully that match will get official. They have a few weeks to actually get some matches and get some build on some stuff. So we'll see what happens. Nick Nemeth was confronted by the system. Didn't really pay much attention to what they said, but it was very quick. They played the psychological game with Nick Nemeth. Nick said he wanted to earn his title shot. And then we had the main event, which was between Tasha Steelz and Jordynne Grace for the Knockouts Championship. You know what I've noticed all week? And I kind of hope this continues tomorrow on SmackDown. All three companies, TNA, WWE, and AEW, the women have main evented all three of those companies' respective shows this week. Not really sure about NXT because I think Carmelo Hayes came back. But that's kind of cool. I'm glad they're giving the women the spotlight this week. That's really freaking awesome. But Jordynne Grace is still your Knockouts champion. It was a fine episode. I can't really complain too much about it. I just wasn't into this like I am normal episodes, or normally. I don't know, it might have a little bit of something to do with the fact that the Motor City Machine Guns are leaving. That doesn't mean I'm gonna stop watching the show. I'm not gonna be like that. But it just feels like the end of an era almost. because I remember not just their tag team matches, but I remember seeing both of them win their first World Heavyweight title. I watched Saban win a couple X Division titles. I wish I could see them go into the Hall of Fame, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen this year. That might not happen for a while. Not unless they go work indies for a while and they come back and they induct them as a one-night thing just to get them in, and then they go back to working indies. But something tells me they might be going to either AEW or WWE. I mean, yeah, they're a little older now. Oh crap, imagine we get that. Frick. You imagine seeing, how many guys would that be now? If you get them, you're gonna have almost all of the originals. Besides, who's missing? Frankie Kazarian, Samoa Joe, Eric Young, and Christopher Daniels. If WWE could get the Motor City Machine Guns, and if I'm Triple H, I'm trying to get them. If I'm Triple H, I'm getting the Motor City Machine Guns if possible. But if they manage to get them, they will have Abyss. They'll have Abyss working behind the scenes. They'll have AJ Styles, Bobby Roode as a producer, or if he wants to come back into the ring, which I hope he does for one more match. He'll have Magnus, even though I kind of consider him a TNA original a little bit. He was there for about 8 years, maybe 8 or 9 years. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then he made a couple of I think he was there for 7 years, and then he made sporadic appearances. I don't know, it's still kind of a good run. I don't know. But they would have the machine guns. No, James Storm. I forgot James Storm. James Storm's not with any company. I think Storm's kind of doing indies too. But they would have AJ, the Guns, Rude, Magnus, Abyss. Crap. They'd have almost all the originals there. Isn't that insane to think about? But nonetheless, I don't know, there was just a different vibe to this show. I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't bad, it wasn't terrible. I liked what I saw, but it just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of felt weird. My head wasn't really in it. But it was fine for what it was. I liked it. I don't know. I liked it. It was fine. I just wish they would have put the Motor City Machine Guns in before this happened. Or if they would have given the company to Scott D'Amore. I don't know, guys. This sucks. I mean, yeah, I hope they find work elsewhere. I hope they, I wish them the best in their future. But, it just feels kind of awkward. Or not awkward, just kind of like the end of an era, really. This is a team that I kind of grew up watching. More Saban than Shelley, but I like Shelley. And I'm glad he got that title win when he did. Not to say that they can't come back to TNA in a couple of years, but who knows, by that time they might win. I mean, I was kind of privately hoping that they would finish in TNA, but, that's just me. I don't know, I'm the kind of person that likes to see the people that finish their careers in, like, we all thought it was going to be CM Punk finishing in AEW, but that was only because we thought he would never go back to WWE. But then he's back in WWE now. I don't know, I just kind of wish AJ and all them would have kind of finished in TNA, which I guess Abyss did. And people were kind of like, I don't know, people were kind of treating it like, going to WWE, he had nothing else to prove there. Abyss had nothing else to prove to anybody there. Yeah, he could have won the TNA World title, but I don't know if he wanted that. It would have been cool for us as fans to see. Definitely would have been cool, and it's a shame that Abyss never got that in TNA. But, maybe he just doesn't care about that. Maybe he doesn't care about titles. I think he just wanted to help the next generation, which is really cool about Abyss, because not a lot of people would have done that. Same for the Machine Guns. Maybe they did all they could in TNA. They felt like. Except maybe, go into the Hall of Fame, which I believe will happen one day. Just not this year. Anyway, sorry I rambled on for a little bit. I just kind of wanted to express my thoughts a little bit on that. And I think next time I talk about the Motor City Machine Guns in full, I'm going to do a sole standalone video on them. Look at this, I'm talking about them like they're dead. What the frick? I don't know, it just kind of feels weird. If they end up in a bigger company, good for them, and I'm glad I'll get to see them. Personally, I hope it's WWE if they do sign with them, because I'll get to see them more. Because in AEW, I just don't see that happening until they get on a streaming service. By that point, I'll have to figure out how I want to do AEW reviews. But anyway, sorry about that. That's my TNA review this week. Once it gets closer time to them leaving, I'll do a video on where I think they could maybe end up, or, we'll just talk about the Motor City Machine Guns one day. My favorite tag team in TNA, like homegrown TNA talent. My favorite tag team in general is the Hardys. But speaking of which, that actually kind of brings up a very interesting distinction. Correct me if I'm wrong on this, real quick, and I'll get out of here. Those of you that watch TNA, correct me if I'm wrong about this stat. But if I'm to be correct, I'm not counting Samoa Joe and Magnus in this. I'm just talking about long-tenured tag teams there. But if I'm correct, I believe the Hardys, Beer Money, and the Motor City Machine Guns are the only 3 tag teams in TNA that have been long-tenured tag teams. Are the only 3 teams to have every person in all of those teams win the World Heavyweight Championship in TNA. Am I correct about that, or is there more? I mean, do you want to count Team Canada? Because Eric Young and Bobby Roode, if that's the case, but the Team Canada was more of a faction. So correct me if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, that's my TNA review. Sorry I kind of got off on a tangent. I kind of just wanted to express my thoughts on that. But we'll talk about Kurt Angle tomorrow, because I'm going to be reviewing one of his DVDs. Probably the TNA one. You guys seem to like these, so I'm going to keep doing this. Might do WrestleMania 25, I haven't decided yet. But that was my TNA review for tonight. Let me know what you guys thought of the show, and what do you guys think of Motor City Machine Guns leaving TNA soon? That kind of hurts a little bit. Just a little bit. But, if they can get a bigger national exposure, then I'm happy for them. It's not what I want as a fan, it's what they want. But then again, I do want them to do good in their careers. But we'll see what happens. And I'll see you guys tomorrow with a DVD review. It's going to be Kurt Angle. I just don't know which one yet. I might have to flip a coin if someone else doesn't vote. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. And you guys have a good night. Peace.